Well, it looks like our first Hurricane Ian boat showed up. This one's still floating. Look at all the damage on it. All that broken glass on the side here. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. If you look, this is a 365 Sport Coupe. It's an old Pursuit. It's actually a Tierra-made boat from back in the day, but it's here at MarineMax right now because, well, let me just show you. All right, let's jump down the stairs here. Before we get to the problem here, let me give you a little backstory. So, starboard engine overheating when it was put in the water. Boat came in for brand new bottom paint. And apparently, the motors were serviced prior to the boat coming here for bottom paint. Well, last week, they put the boat in the water. Everything was good. Fired the engines up. The starboard engine was showing overheating at idle. Well, since the boat was in the water, there wasn't much I could do with the lower end. So I just took a quick look at the P holes here, and this one was flowing really good, and on this side it was just basically trickling out with spitting, sputtering. So I told them get the boat out of the water, and they pulled it out here this morning. I yanked the gear case off and check out what I found. So sometimes these housings can get melted. That will cause aeration issues right around these edges here. They usually see them, they'll melt, so always keep an eye on that. Basically the outer edges will melt and that causes problems, but this one's fine. Nothing wrong there. Our impeller though, if you look, see how good you can see these blades. Let me zoom in. If you look here, they're kind of chewed up. This is a brand new impeller too, you can tell, because it's not folded over yet, it's not creased or anything. So it's definitely serviced, but they forgot something. That should not be in there. That's some kind of, it looks like the pin, it looks like one of these pins right there. But because it's rounded, I was confused for a second. But the reason why it's all rounded is because it was getting beat up inside this housing the whole time. And the cup, you see all the little tiny divot marks all around it. You can see it pretty well on here too, on the plate. Look at all those little chew marks. So the thing was in there rattling around until finally it got caught in that hole right there. And because of that, it chewed up the impeller. So this thing was still pumping, just not adequately. So right now, we're just waiting for a water pump kit. Got to get it from parts. They got to source it, or they got to get it because we're a Yamaha dealer. Not sure, but we have a Boston whaler right on the docks here we can look at. And thank you everybody for helping me name this van. I will give it till the next video, actually, till we give it a full name. It looks like Felix or Neptune are basically the two in the running. If you haven't voted for it, go back on my channel and you'll see you can vote for the name. There's 4 of them on there, 4 of my favorite ones anyways. So once we get a water pump kit, this one will be solved, no big deal. But now let's go over to the Boston whaler on the docks. Well, we're on A dock. We're going to A65, which is the very end here. I walked these docks in the first video with you guys before Hurricane Ian came. Lucky all these boats are still alive and survived. We're starting to get the ones in like you seen at the beginning of the video. There she is. We lower it down the lift. We actually just have a problem with one of these Verados. I'm pretty sure it's a starboard side water pressure sensor, but we'll double check and find out. Let me get it down on the lift. Well, we're in the water far enough. We can run these, check water pressure on all of them. Let's open everything up here real quick. And we're opened up. Let's get our mercury display off of here. Turn our battery switches on. There we go. Go down in the cabin here. Looks bigger than I thought it'd be. Key switches. There we go. Turn them on. Let's take a look at our display first here. See what it tells us. Saying anything weird before we fire them up. Alright, so looking here. Zoom it in here. Everything looks good. Voltage is good. Earth's moving. Everything is good here before we start them. And there we go. 41 psi. It's not even running. So let's go check the starboard engine. We'll go look at that sensor, see if it's got a bunch of stuff clogged in it or something. Alright, we've got the cowlings off here. One of them in the boat. when I'm on the dock here. We're turned all the way over port side. It's the closest I can get to the sensor without falling in the water. On the back side of the motor right here. There's the sensor right there. So what I'm going to do is pull this line off here, and I'm going to start it and see if we're pumping water out of this. And then we know the sensor's bad. We got to order one. Tuck this thing underneath here so it'll shoot water out this way. There we go. Let's go fire it up. All right, starboard. Well, she's pumping good water here. My guess is pumping good over here too, yep. She's definitely peeing out of the water pressure hole there, so the sensor ain't no good. Let's turn this off. So yeah, even with it unplugged, we got 41 PSI. That means that sensor is taking a crap on us. So we'll have to get one for it. I'm gonna put all this stuff back together real quick. So I haven't been in many of these whalers. So let's take a quick look at it real quick and see what it's all about here. Looks like transom shower. Got obviously all your rigging stuff in the transom well here. I'm sure that's a ladder for the back. Looks like I've got seating. There's the dive ladder right there for dive door probably. We also have a fold down seat here. Looks like bait well in here. That's a live well valve. That's a pretty clever idea. It actually adjusts the flow. You got variable flow by turning this up or down some. Good idea. And we got cleats inside here. I think this is a 380, so it's a 38 foot. That's why it's got triples on it. There it is. Looks like a power for a downrigger or something. And our shore power is on the starboard side over here. There's our battery switches. What's inside here? Probably a sink. Yep, sink and a grill, cutting board. Oh, that's cool. We got all our switches underneath here. And we got more storage. Obviously our dash we were just looking at. So we got our mercury stuff, all our main switches. We got Simrads. You got the joystick here. Looks like it's got a Spotlight VHF. Got Lenco trim tabs. We'll go down in the cabin in a second here. I like how all their cleats go through the holes. That's a nice feature on the boats. It's got big JL audio stereo in it. Looks like raw and fresh water. There's also a shower right here, close to the dive door. It's a nice idea. Fuel. Like a big sun pad here. Of course, gonna have a wiper for you. You got the Simrad radar up there. Of course, spreader lights, the usual stuff. Oh, just noticed that windshield opens too. Got a big table up here. This can all be storage. I'm sure there's a windlass underneath there. It's got a lot of rod holders, I noticed that. That's nice. Let's see what's underneath this. Ooh, a lot more storage. That's cool. The big storage down here looks like for dive tanks or something. Yeah, both sides also have netted storage for more stuff. Speakers up front, more storage in there. Let's go down in the cabin. Oh wait, just notice there's a stairwell up to a hatch. That's nice, so you can get up on the top real easily. This cabin was bigger than I expected when I came down here to turn the key switches on. We can turn off here. So we have AC controls. Oh look, Fisher Panda. Turn our keys back off here. We don't need them anymore. So yeah, here's our shore power controls. What's over here? More controls. This is DC stuff. Got a fusion radio. It's got a pretty big bed area down here with storage. You know, TV with a little fridge, freezer. Nice. Storage area. So yeah, it definitely has AC in it. And then there's everything in one here. You got your little toilet on the side here. And that's a shower curtain. So you got a shower right there. You got hooks for hanging stuff. Looks like probably more storage here. Oh no, that's access to get inside the console here. Look at that. There's another air conditioning duct. I like to have the little windows you can open, but I like the natural light windows here. That actually helps a lot. You can see inside here pretty well that way. And it's got a bowl sink, my favorite. Oh yeah, so here's your cruise air controls. You got light switches here. Oh, there's a freezer plate. Oh, look at that. It also has little windows up here too. Pretty cool. Let's get out of the cabin here. You know, walking her up, you got 3 captain's chairs and a footrest right here. It folds down, obviously. We're not going to mess with anything, but you got another footrest right here. Next to it, I guess, is either have batteries or storage. I'm going to guess those are big fish boxes right there where the cowling's sitting on. Let's look inside here. That's where our Fisher Panda is going to be. Oh, look at that. Easy access to everything. So yeah, we have all of our batteries in here. Fireboy, of course, because you got a generator. Our bilge pumps are down here. You can see the little transducer there. You got fresh water, raw water. There's your toilet pump. That's the fuel tank for the Fisher Panda. You even got the power steering pumps down here for the motors. Pretty cool. Oh, actually, I was wrong. That's actually your fish box pump right there. The toilet pump's going to be on the tank itself. Very nice. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the little mini tour of our Boston Whaler here. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of these in the videos soon. But that being said, as always, I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you next time. Later. Well, they're working fast over here. Got all these brand new lifts in. This whole side's working. We're just missing a few things here. And they're wiring everything up. You ever see the inside of one of these boxes that control everything? There it is. Looks like they're doing a good job wiring too. It's nice and neat.